Welcome back to Cars Analyzed. I'm Chad, and in today's video, we're taking a look at 4 sports cars that you can purchase new for under $40,000. That also comes with a manual transmission. These 4 sports cars include the 2022 Hyundai Veloster N, the 2022 Subaru BRZ, the 2022 Golf GTI, the 2022 Mazda MX-5 Miata, and Miata RF. We're going to take a look at the MSRP pricing, the engine specs, their performance, their EPA mileage, and we're going to take a look at their dimensions, both externally and internally. Some reviews, and I'll close off by giving my feedback. So if you're interested in finding out more, then stay tuned. First up is pricing. These 4 cars range in price between $28,665 US dollars and $40,160 US dollars. And that just so happens to be the price range for the Mazda MX-5 Miata RF. There's a larger price range for the Miata than some of the others on this list, in part because there are 2 versions, the soft top as well as the hard top convertible, also known as the RF. The Hyundai Veloster N can be had in 1 trim level at a price of $33,545. The Subaru BRZ is offered in 2 different trim levels with pricing between $28,990 and $31,490. And lastly, the Volkswagen Golf GTI is offered in 3 different trim levels with a price range of between $30,875 to $39,720. So what are you getting for your money? As far as engine specs, all 4 of these vehicles are offered with a 4-cylinder, with the Subaru BRZ being a Boxster engine. 2 of the 4, including the Hyundai Veloster N and the Volkswagen Golf GTI, offered with a turbocharged engine. The Subaru BRZ and the Mazda MX-5 Miata and Miata RF are offered with a naturally aspirated engine. 2 of the 4, the Mazda and the Subaru, are offered with rear-wheel drive, while the Hyundai Veloster and the Volkswagen Golf GTI have front-wheel drive. When it comes to power output, the Hyundai Veloster N leads the pack with 275 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. The Volkswagen Golf GTI with 241 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds of torque. Next is the Subaru BRZ with 228 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. And lastly is the Mazda MX-5 Miata and Miata RF, putting out 181 horsepower and 151 foot-pounds of torque. So very much a broad range of power output. Let's see if that translates into significant performance. As expected, the higher output turbocharged engine of the Hyundai Veloster N is the quickest 0 to 60 at 5.4 seconds. However, surprisingly, the Subaru BRZ, with its merely 228 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque, matches the Hyundai. Next up is the Mazda MX-5 Miata, doing 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, with the Volkswagen Golf GTI coming in last with a 0 to 60 time of 6.1 seconds. Taking a look at the skid pad, these cars perform very well as far as braking from 70 miles per hour. The The Hyundai and the Subaru lead the pack at 158 feet and 152 feet. So what does the performance translate into everyday miles per gallon? While the Hyundai Veloster N has the higher output engine and impressive 0 to 60 times, it does come in last when it comes to the EPA mileage, with a rating of 22 city, 28 highway, and 25 combined. The most impressive numbers come from the Mazda MX-5 Miata with a city rating of 26 and a highway rating of 34. The Volkswagen Golf GTI is not too far behind with a city rating of 24 miles per gallon and a highway rating of 34. Let's jump over to the dimensions. Sports cars are not known for their cargo space or interior room. However, taking a look at the specs for the Hyundai Veloster N and the Volkswagen Golf GTI, it does appear that both of these vehicles not only has usable front room space, your headroom, legroom, and shoulder room, but also a back seat, albeit relatively small. In addition to that, both offer nearly 20 cubic feet of cargo volume, with the Veloster N offering 44.5 cubic feet of cargo volume and the Volkswagen Golf GTI offering 34.5 cubic feet. I really don't consider the Subaru BRZ's rear back seat as being usable, probably more of a second cargo space, especially considering that the cargo volume is at a paltry 6.3 cubic feet. Now, if you thought that was bad, let's move over to the Mazda MX-5 Miata and Miata RF. Its cargo volume is 4.59 and 4.48 cubic feet. So that is quite small. If you're looking for a car that has some cargo space, you might want to at least pop the trunk and take a look at what's available before you purchase that Mazda MX-5 Miata. This car ranges between 2,300 pounds and 2,450 pounds. That is extremely light. That probably makes this car quite fun to drive, especially with its rear-wheel drive. The other cars, the Hyundai and the Volkswagen, come in at over 3,000 pounds. I wouldn't call the Subaru BRZ heavy, at under 3,000 pounds with a curb weight of 2,835 pounds. That is quite impressive as well, and probably very playful when you get into it. Out of these four, the Subaru BRZ and the Mazda MX-5 Miata and Miata RF are really the sports cars. Its rear-wheel drive and being lightweight truly makes this a sports car. The Hyundai Veloster N, I think, kind of falls in between some of these, has some impressive performance specs. I would prefer a rear-wheel drive vehicle. And lastly, the Golf GTI. I think when it comes to calling these four cars sports cars, I struggle a little bit to call the Golf GTI truly a sports car. With that said, I think these are all great cars, and I am just truly happy that there are cars like these still offered with a manual transmission. I think that's it for today. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.